Hey guys, what's going on? It's Slacker here coming to you with episode 5 of our Kansas rebuild. In this episode, we will be playing our rivals, Kansas State. We just came off the big loss to Oklahoma, so we really need a big win here. And it's against Kansas State, who's our rival, so we need a huge win here to stay close to the top of the Big 12 and also stay in the winning form that we've been playing in. Just kind of going over some of our people. We got a bunch of people that are ready to visit, and we're going to schedule those visits accordingly. Most of them are going to go to the TCU game. Ryan is going to the OSU game just because I kind of want him a little bit later on in the season. However, most of the defense and offensive guys we're going to send to the TCU game because there's other players that are going to be at the TCU game that are giving them a bunch of complimentary visits and give them some extra points. We're going to go ahead and try to send as many as we can to that TCU game. And that TCU game is in a couple weeks. I think we play Kansas State this weekend, and then we have a bye week and the TCU week, and I believe that will be the next episode. So make sure that you watch the next episode so that you can see how well we do in our visits. Kind of going over who Herb Street thinks is going to win. He has us winning. We are 4-2, 1-2 in the Big 12. KSU is 4-1 and 2-0 in the Big 12. Pretty much we don't really win anything except points per game and rushing defense. Everything else is kind of owned by K-State. They score quite a bit at 38 points. They love rushing, so we might come away with the win here if we can hold their rushing down. Kansas State comes in at 88 overall, 91 offense, and 85 defense, and we come in at 86 overall, 88 offense, and 85 defense. Again, kind of going over the stats, it looks like a bunch of visiting prospects for Kansas State, so if we can pull off a win here, that will actually help us not only in recruiting, and not only will it give us a win in the win column, but to beat our rivals. That's what we want to do every year. That's why we try to play Missouri once every year, and we play Kansas State once every year as well, trying to make sure that we are beating our rivals, getting those extra points for recruits. And if the recruits come to visit the KU game and we beat them, it's going to make Kansas State look a lot worse, or Missouri look a lot worse if they lose to their rivals when recruits are showing up. So, without further ado, let's get this week started.
Hi everybody, Reese Davis with you, bringing you the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. The name of the rivalry just seems so calm, the Sunflower Showdown. Trust me, they won't be handing out bouquets to one another. The Jayhawks and the Wildcats, Kansas and K-State get set for an in-state rivalry. That does it for us here on the NCAA College Football pregame show. Enjoy the game. We'll see you at the half.
Yes, it's the battle for the Governor's Cup, and we're thrilled to bring you this classic college football rivalry.
Let's head down to the coin toss now. It's brought to you by Coke Zero. Real Coca-Cola taste and 0 calories. Enjoy everything.
So let's get this game started. It is the Sunflower Showdown. We are playing for the Governor's Cup. Let's see what Mills does with his first. Gonna get to about the 30-yard line, so a 35-yard gain by Mills on the return. Very first play offensively on the game. Heap's gonna pass it back to Mills. Mills on the pitch. Gonna get around that left side. Big gain, finally taken down after 35 yards.
Jayhawks always have guys that are near the top statistically, and that's no exception today. We're really looking forward to watching this kid play.
4th and 10. Don't really see a point in punting it. We're trying to go for it here. Scrambling, pass to Pearson was wide open, just drops it. It's hard to see coming from our best wide receiver on the team. We kind of expect him to be godly and catch every single thing we throw at him, but he drops this one. But it's fine because we held the K-State offense to a 3-and-out. Mills gonna get the punt, call for a fair catch, and it looks like it's out at the 2-yard line. So huge, great punt for K-State. Not a very good bounce for KU. KU has to punt it because they did not get anywhere on offense, and K-State going to try to make it count. Jones going to get it all the way down to the Kansas 30-yard line on that punt return. Very first play, Robinson breaking tackles, and it looks like he's going to get in for the touchdown. 29 yards on the carry for DeMarcus Robinson. This just shows again how horrible the Kansas tackling is. On defense, let's see how many. 1, 2, and then number 33 just didn't even try. I don't know what he was doing, but just no tackling whatsoever on that defense. KSU kicking it off again. Let's see if Mills can make them pay. Deep in the end zone. He's going to get the left side. It looks pretty wide open. He's going to break a couple tackles. A good block on the left side. And Mills is gone. A huge return for Mills. And another touchdown. 108 yards on the touchdown. And that is going to go into the record books for the best kick return ever. And Tony Pearson hit 102 last year. This year at 107 yards is Albert Mills, getting Kansas on the scoreboard. Who needs offense when you can kick it to Albert Mills? Robinson getting the first down here on the 8-yard rush. K-State pretty much just rushing it the whole time. 4th and 10. They're going to be forced to punt it. Hopefully we aren't down at the 2-yard line. We are not. Goes into the end zone for a touchback, giving it at our 20-yard line. 1st and 10. Heaps finding Pearson wide open over the middle. That's going to be a first down for 16 yards. Kansas already in the second quarter, 7-7. Heaps back, going to throw to Pearson, but tipped at the line. McKay coming up with the reception. Tipped at the line. Luckily, McKay able to see it, able to catch it, and able to run for some more yards. Very, very good awareness by McKay. 1st and 10, Heaps back to throw. Going to throw over the middle to Chase, but it's going to be intercepted by Kansas State, lurking in the middle. Number 33 with the interception, covering Chase like a blanket. Heaps trying to force it in there, not able to do so. Turnover on Kansas. Heaps back to throw, looking. Sees a guy going deep downfield, but overthrows Chase again. This one's going to be intercepted as well. 2 turnovers already, both interceptions by Heaps. Heaps had a guy wide open, just underthrows Chase. They undercut the route, and going back the other way, Kansas State with the 2nd interception of the game. Kansas defense showing up finally, going to punt. Mills going to run back and grab it. Going to find the left side. This is going to be a big gain. 24 yards on the return for Mills. 2:44 left in the second quarter. Bourbon going to get a nice option handoff here. Big gain for Bourbon on that one. Right up the middle for Bourbon, reading that outside linebacker and defensive tackle or defensive end, seeing what they do. Same thing on this one. Bourbon going to get the handoff for another big 12-yard gain. 3rd and 6. Heaps is back. Going to find Miller in the game. 1 minute left in the second quarter. Finding Miller. Heaps back again on 2nd and 2 for the end zone. Pearson, Tony Pearson with a touchdown here, adding to his touchdown total on the year. Kansas taking the 14-7 lead against K-State with about 30 seconds left in the second quarter. I'm really loving how the defense is playing. If you haven't been paying attention, Sindish with the interception over the middle. Kansas defense showing up again with the interception in return. First pick by the Kansas defense. Hopefully we can turn that into points by the end of the second quarter. If you've watched the recent episodes, you know the Kansas defense has not done well, but they're showing up in this game big. Rivalry gang. Mills going to get the pitch. He's going to be gone. Mills with a touchdown. The freshman just taking care of business. 21-7. Mills is ready. to burst out as freshman of the year. Easy touchdown for him. 4 seconds left in the second quarter. Moore going deep, making sure they don't get beat deep. Sam's going to just launch it up, trying to get something, a user pick by Moore. He's not able to go anywhere, though. So the interception does not hurt, but it's great to see the defense coming up big, only allowing 7 points in the first 2 quarters of the game. Great job by Kansas defense.
Far from over. 21-7 Jayhawks.
It's great to go into the half up 21-7. The defense absolutely stunning right now, only allowing 7 passing yards and 84 rushing yards. Yes, the rushing yards are a little high, but the fact that they're only allowing 7 passing yards is absolutely crazy. Going to the third quarter, K-State forced a punt on a 3-and-out. Mills looking for a big return here. Taking his time, going to find the left side. Can he break it? Can't break it all the way, but 30 yards on that punt return, adding to his return tally yards. Kansas able to get it down, not able to score though until the field goal is made, adding an extra 3 points to the lead at 24-7. Sam's is back. Tyler Lockett, you know that name. He is in the NFL right now doing the same exact thing, outrunning defenses for huge touchdowns. 82 yards on that touchdown to Tyler Lockett. 84 yards total for Sam's. That's crazy that he had 2 yards before then. Chase trying to help out Heaps on his end as well with a great catch there. He's got 3 receptions for 22 yards. Heaps gonna beautiful screen pass to Mills. That's gonna be a touchdown, 8 yards. Knew the blitz was coming, so Mills breaking out on the screen pass. Easy catch and run for Mills for a touchdown. 31-14 with 6 minutes in the fourth quarter. Here comes the defense showing up big again. Huge sack, making it 4th and 20 and almost impossible to go for it on a 4th down. So Kansas State gonna have to punt it here with Kansas defense playing really, really well this game. I'm super pumped. Hopefully they can keep it going the rest of the season. Here's Chase finding over the middle, gonna catch it for 12 yards and a 1st down. Trying to add to that lead. 3 minutes left in the game. Mills finding a side down to about the 2-yard line. 1st and goal for Kansas. Heaps back to throw it. Gonna find Pearson over the middle. That's gonna be his 2nd touchdown of the game. Pearson looking great with another touchdown. Add to his touchdown catching total for the year. 1:42 left in the game. Another 3-and-out. Kansas State punting to Mills. Mills looking to get a beautiful spin, trying to get over to the right side. Finally brought down by number 33, but had some space there. And this is how our defense is playing this game. Total yards, we've given up 155 on 33 plays and only 14 points. That is going to do it. Nothing better than a kneel down in your rivalry game. Winning the game 38-14. Kansas going to win the Governor's Cup this year. Gonna win the Sunflower Showdown. We did it last year. We did it this year. We are 2-0 in rivalry games this year, beating Missouri earlier in the season. Coming out with a big win away at Bill Snyder Stadium in Kansas State. Albert Mills, obviously the player of the game, but Heaps did not play bad on his side. He had 3 touchdowns, but he also had those 2 big interceptions. So Heaps trying not to turn the ball over, trying to make better passes. Only 126 yards on the game passing. Bourbon, 141 yards. Big game for him. Mills adding 103 of his own and a touchdown. Going over to the passing categories, we did well. I think we could have done better in the passing game, I guess. Nobody went over 100 yards. Chase had 40. Mills had 27. Pearson had 2 touchdowns, but only had 29 yards. That's crazy for Pearson, who easily has 100 almost every single game. Defense again played absolutely phenomenal, stopping that rushing attack from Kansas State and pretty much just won the game single-handedly on the defensive end. So shout out to our defense finally playing well. I'm hoping it can continue the rest of the season. Mills with that huge 107-yard kick return basically started the game off with a boom for Albert Mills. He did nothing but greatness in this game, bringing the win to Kansas. Going over total offense, I love what I see. Only allowing 2 first downs. Our defense was absolutely great in this game. Total offense only allowing 150 yards, 70 of them rushing, 85 passing yards. So under 100 for both rushing and passing, which is absolutely unheard of. Third down conversion, K-State was only 1 of 8 for 12%. We are 7 of 10 for 70%. So finally our defense starting to play well. Again, we hope it continues the rest of the season. Both teams had 2 turnovers. Total yards, Kansas obliterating K-State, 665 total yards to 183. Your players of the game, Demarcus Robinson had that rushing touchdown. He had 82 yards rushing. And Barnett, 11 tackles for K-State. You know how well we did on our offensive end with Albert Mills. A great win in week 9. We go at West Virginia. So I said we possibly had a bye. Next week we'll be at West Virginia. So make sure you guys hit that red subscribe button so you don't miss out on the West Virginia game. It was a great game, an awesome game to watch. So make sure they hit the red subscribe button so you can come back and watch that episode. Also, feel free to hit the like button on this if you enjoyed it. Also, feel free to comment down below and let me know how you guys are enjoying this Kansas rebuild. Till next time, Slacker out.